Hey guys, it's Miss Smith here. All right, so we're going to do what we did yesterday. We're going to do 1-point perspective, but today we're going to focus on making our cubes and our rectangular prisms overlap. So I'm going to start by putting a vanishing point. I'm not going to use a horizon line in this one, so your vanishing point really can go anywhere on the paper, but remember, you'll just have one, okay? It's 1-point perspective, so we can only have one vanishing point. Okay, if you want to look 2-point or 3-point up in some different videos, you can. I don't usually teach that in the class, but I do have some students that end up looking it up so they can do it. All right, so remember the first step is to draw either a square or a cube. And the second step is to take those lines back to your vanishing point. And then thirdly, you'll finish it off. And you can do it as close or as far back as you want. That just determines the depth of your form, and that is up to you. Sometimes I like to do them really deep because you don't have to erase all those lines. It's kind of a little trick to make it easier. Okay. One thing that I noticed in some of the work that was turned in from yesterday, just a handful of them, but the back of your cubes, I'm just going to call them cubes. I know that this one's actually a rectangular prism, but I'm just going to call it a cube. The back of your cubes were a little slanted. Some of them looked a little bit more like they were slanted. And so then the back didn't really make it look like a cube. This line and this line, these two lines right here, they have got to stay parallel. So you can kind of use your pencil if you don't have a ruler. They've got to stay the same. If you look at this one, it's here and then it turns. Like they're not parallel, they're not the same. And it has to stay parallel here and here as well. So this line and this line, they'll stay parallel. So if you notice when you draw that you don't think yours are looking very much like cubes, that's something you might pay attention to. And if you need to message me for help, I'll definitely help. So I'm going to do another rectangular prism on this side. Okay, I'm going to end it off and erase my lines. Okay. Now let's start some overlapping. All right, so this is the part I want you to watch. So I'm going to put a prism behind this prism. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw the front, but this one is overlapping that one, so I can't see this corner. So I'm going to take this corner to the vanishing point and this corner to the vanishing point, and then I've kind of got to go, okay, that corner would be right there. I'm going to take that to that vanishing point as well. Because remember, if it goes through it, don't do it. So don't draw inside of this one, because this one is behind it. And then I can decide where I want to end it and erase it. Okay, so let's do, I probably should have started a little lower. So I'm going to take that one back. Another trick too is if you know it's going to go back, you don't have to go all the way back, as long as you know you're lined up. But you do want to make sure, it's very important that these lines that are going to your vanishing point, that they go to the vanishing point. Do you see this right here? See what I did? That was an accident. We call this right here where these two touch, we call that kissing in art. We don't like to see that, okay? We don't like to see things kiss because it kind of makes your brain go, well, are those connected? Are they one? So whenever you accidentally have something kiss and line up, I'm going to change it on purpose. I'm going to actually make it go there instead. I didn't mean to make them kiss, but it ends up looking better in the end if you do that. And you can put yours anywhere. Now look at this one, because it's right underneath the vanishing point. I can't see either side. All I can see is the front and the top. But because this corner is covered up by this one, all I have to do is end it. Now, if I wanted to make this one really long and end it closer to the vanishing point, I would have to kind of determine where is that. And then we could end it up here. That looks kind of weird though. I don't like that one. We're going to take it back down here. Okay, let's do one. Let's do one over here on this side. Now here's the thing, I purposely want to make these long enough so that they will interact with one another. If I made all of these prisms real thin, I am not drawing very straight. That's okay. I'm not going to stop. I'm just going to keep going. If I purposely made these really thin, like if I ended this one here, then it wouldn't interact with those. On this practice, you're purposely trying to make these go deep enough that they will interact and overlap with these. Because overlapping is one way that we create the illusion of space. When I draw, I stop talking. Hold on. When we have one object, this is number one, and it is in front of number two, we know this one is closer to us. But none of them are really closer to us. They're all just on the paper. If you really want to add to this effect as well, what you can do is even make, smaller ones. If I started to make some smaller ones back here, that one's going to, look how far away that one looks. That one looks like it's really far away because it's so much smaller. When we make objects bigger and smaller, they're going to start creating that illusion like they're getting further away. That's pretty cool. Now, I didn't add any up here above the vanishing point, but I could have. But from yesterday's practice, hopefully, you already know that if you do it up there above the vanishing point, you're going to see the bottom instead of the top. Okay. Because of the placement of some of these, they're not overlapping just because of where I'm putting them. Okay. And then I could also go out over here. This might be my last one. Now, because this one's on the side of the vanishing point, I can't see the top or the bottom. All I can see is the front and the side. Okay? So your purpose in this one is to create mini cubes, and I want them to overlap and interact with each other. Okay? Let's see if there's anything else I want to tell you. But in that school, because they all use the vanishing point, now it's not just cubes. It's like they're all shooting out from the same place. Okay. So anyway, this is a really cool effect that we're going to build on through more drawings. I'll leave the specifics in the assignment on the Google Classroom. But if you have any questions, feel free to message me. Bye, guys.